Hello everyone, and welcome back to Feel Learns English. My name is Shafi, and I'm your host for today's lesson. If you are new here, I want to tell you something important. On this channel, we upload powerful English learning lessons every single day. These lessons are designed to help you improve your English faster, more naturally, and with more confidence. In today's episode, you are going to take a big step forward in your English journey. This lesson will help you improve your listening skills, your speaking skills, and even your advanced vocabulary for real-life situations. Today, we are going deep into an intermediate to upper intermediate English masterclass. You will hear real-life conversations, daily situations, natural English patterns, and useful advanced vocabulary that you can start using right away in your everyday life. You will learn how to speak more clearly, how to understand native English speakers more easily, and how to use important English phrases with confidence in daily conversations. Throughout this lesson, you will listen, repeat, shadow, practice, and absorb English in a very natural and relaxed way. By the end of this lesson, you will feel more fluent, more comfortable, and much more confident when speaking English. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss future lessons. If you want more helpful English learning episodes like this, you're in the right place. Now, take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and let's get started. When you reach the intermediate level in English, something interesting happens. English is no longer only about simple sentences or basic vocabulary. It becomes more about expressing yourself clearly, understanding people in real conversations, and connecting ideas naturally. In today's lesson, I want you to feel that natural flow of English. I want you to experience the rhythm, the tone, and the feeling of real communication. Most importantly, I want you to slowly build the confidence to speak without overthinking every sentence. So let's begin together in a calm, steady, and relaxed way. Imagine you are waking up in the morning. You hear your alarm. You stretch your body. You sit up and look around your room. Your mind is still waking up. But you know something important. You will need English today, especially if you live, study, or work in a place where English is everywhere. Now imagine this. English feels as natural as breathing. Every word comes out softly, without pressure or fear. That is our goal in this masterclass. Step by step, we will move closer to that feeling of comfort. One very important thing to remember is this: English fluency is not about speaking fast. It is about speaking clearly. It is about understanding the message, not the speed. When you listen to native speakers, they often speak quickly. But what really matters are the patterns, the phrases, and the natural expressions they use. Today, you will learn many of these patterns. I want you to repeat them with me slowly, calmly, and confidently. Let's start with something you do every single day: greetings. In real life, greetings are not just about saying hello or good morning. They are about creating a small connection between you and another person. Imagine you walk into your office or your classroom. Someone smiles and says, "Hey, good morning. How's everything going?" Notice how relaxed and natural this sounds. Now repeat slowly after me. "Hey, good morning. How's everything going?" When you want to answer naturally, instead of saying, "I am fine," you can say, "Pretty good, thanks for asking." How about you? Shadow it with me. "Pretty good, thanks for asking." How about you? These small phrases make a big difference. They help you sound more fluent, more natural, and more confident in daily conversations. Now let's move into a real-life situation. Imagine someone at work or school asks you about your weekend. They might say, "So, how was your weekend? Did you do anything fun?" Instead of giving a short, basic answer, you can say, "It was pretty relaxing actually. I spent most of the time at home, just catching up on rest and doing a bit of reading." Repeat it slowly with me. If you had a busy weekend, you can say, "It was quite busy." I had a lot of things to take care of, but overall it was productive. Notice words like overall, take care of, and productive. These connectors help your English sound smoother and more advanced. Now let's practice listening. Imagine two people talking near you, maybe in a cafe or at work. Your goal is to listen, understand, and feel the rhythm. Slow version: Hey, are you free later today? I was thinking maybe we could review that project together. Later today might be a bit difficult, but I'm free tomorrow morning if that works for you. Tomorrow morning works perfectly. Let's meet around 10 then. Sounds great. See you then. Now shadow it slowly, like you're in a real situation. This kind of practice helps your brain absorb English naturally. It helps you understand how sentences connect and how real conversations flow. Now imagine you walk into a cafe. You want to order politely and naturally. Instead of saying, "Give me a coffee," you say, "Hi, could I get a medium latte, please?" Let's practice a full cafe conversation together. Hi there. Could I get a medium latte, please? Sure. Would you like it hot or iced? Hot, please. And could you make it with oat milk? Of course. Anything else? No, that's all for now. Thank you. You're welcome. Your drink will be ready shortly. Feel the flow. Feel how friendly and natural English can be. Now let's learn some useful intermediate expressions. Instead of saying, "I don't understand," say, "I'm not quite following." Could you explain that again? Instead of "I'm busy," say, "I'm tied up at the moment. Can we talk later?" Instead of "I forgot," say, "It slipped my mind. I'll take care of it now." These expressions help you sound calm, polite, and confident. Really? I thought it would be boring. No, not at all. The storyline is actually very engaging. Now, shadow it slowly. Feel the structure of the sentences. Feel the rhythm of the conversation. This kind of repetition helps you understand real conversations much more easily and naturally. This is only the first step in our long English masterclass. As we continue, we will explore more daily life examples, more natural conversations, and more advanced but useful vocabulary. With every paragraph you practice, your confidence will slowly grow. Let's keep building your fluency together. As we move forward, I want you to remember something very important. Improving your English is not only about learning new words. It is about learning how to use those words naturally in your daily life. That is why everything we practice today is connected to real conversations, real situations, and the kind of English that people actually use around you every day. The more you hear English, the more you repeat it, and the more you shadow it, the more natural it will begin to feel inside your mind. Now imagine that your day continues. You leave your home and start walking to work, to school, or maybe to a cafe where you want to sit and study. You hear people talking around you. A group of friends chatting. Two colleagues walking together. Someone talking on the phone. Your goal is not to understand every single word. Your goal is to understand small pieces of the conversation. The main ideas. The tone. The emotion. The rhythm. English is full of patterns, and today we are learning many of them. Let's start with something very common, talking about plans. In daily life, people talk about their plans all the time. They talk about what they are doing later today, tomorrow, next week, or even what they might do if they have time. Imagine your friend asks you, "Do you have any plans for later today?" Instead of giving a short answer like, "No plans," you can say something more natural like, "I'm thinking of going out for a walk after work, just to clear my head a little." Or you can say, "I might meet up with a friend for dinner, but I'm not completely sure yet." Notice the soft and natural expressions. I'm thinking of, I might, I'm not completely sure. These are intermediate level patterns that show fluency and confidence. Now shadow these sentences slowly with me. I'm thinking of going out for a walk after work, just to clear my head a little. Now try the second one. I might meet up with a friend for dinner, but I'm not completely sure yet. Feel the rhythm. Notice how natural and relaxed these sentences sound. Now, let's imagine a longer conversation, something you might hear between two coworkers. Listen slowly first. Hey, do you have any plans for the weekend? Nothing solid yet. I might go hiking if the weather is good. What about you? I'm going to visit my parents. It's been a while, so I'm really looking forward to it. That sounds nice. I hope you have a great time. Now listen again at a more natural speed. Hey, do you have any plans for the weekend? Nothing solid yet. I might go hiking if the weather is good. What about you? I'm going to visit my parents. It's been a while, so I'm really looking forward to it. That sounds nice. I hope you have a great time. Now shadow the entire conversation slowly with me. Imagine you are part of this conversation. Imagine using these expressions naturally in your own life. Now let's move into another important area, describing feelings and experiences. At the intermediate level, it's important to talk not only about what you did, but also how it made you feel. This helps you create deeper and more natural conversations. For example, imagine someone asks you about a movie you watched. Instead of saying, "It was good," you can say, "It was surprisingly good, much better than I expected." Or, "The story was really engaging. I couldn't stop watching." Or, "It felt a bit slow in the beginning, but it got better later on." These expressions help your English sound richer and more natural. Now repeat these slowly with me. It was surprisingly good, much better than I expected. The story was really engaging. I couldn't stop watching. It felt a bit slow in the beginning, but it got better later on. Now let's use these in a short real-life dialogue. Slow version. Did you like the movie? Yeah, it was much better than I expected. The story was really engaging. I'm glad you liked it. I've been thinking about watching it. You should. It's definitely worth it. Now at natural speed. Did you like the movie? Yeah, it was much better than I expected. The story was really engaging. I'm glad you liked it. I've been thinking about watching it. You should. It's definitely worth it. Now shadow it slowly and imagine speaking this way easily and confidently. Next, let's practice describing your day, which is a very important skill. Instead of saying, "My day was good," you can say, "My day was pretty productive. I managed to finish most of the tasks I had planned." Or, "It was a bit stressful in the morning, but things got better in the afternoon." Or, "It was a long day. I'm tired, but I feel satisfied with what I got done." Now repeat these slowly. My day was pretty productive. I managed to finish most of the tasks I had planned. It was a bit stressful in the morning, but things got better in the afternoon. It was a long day. I'm tired, but I feel satisfied with what I got done. Now imagine someone asks you about your day and you answer naturally. Shadow this full response. My day was pretty productive. I managed to finish most of the tasks I had planned. It was a bit stressful in the morning, but things got better in the afternoon. Now I feel a little tired, but satisfied with what I got done. Now let's move into giving your opinion. At the intermediate and upper intermediate level, you need to share your opinion in a natural and polite way. Common expressions include, "If you ask me, in my opinion, from my point of view, I personally think," I'd say that. Now listen to how they sound inside a natural paragraph. If you ask me, the best way to improve your English is by practicing daily conversations. In my opinion, reading and listening are important, but speaking is what really builds confidence. I personally think that even talking to yourself in English can make a huge difference. Now shadow this slowly and imagine expressing your real thoughts. Next, let's practice listening in a small shop. Slow version. Hi, did you find everything you were looking for? Yes, thank you, but I couldn't find the notebook section. Oh, the notebooks are on the second aisle to your left. Perfect. I'll grab one. Thanks for the help. No problem at all. Now at natural speed. Hi, did you find everything you were looking for? Yes, thank you, but I couldn't find the notebook section. Oh, the notebooks are on the second aisle to your left. Perfect. I'll grab one. Thanks for the help. No problem at all. Shadow it slowly and feel the rhythm of customer service English. Now let's practice asking for help, another very important daily life skill. Listen to this natural paragraph. Excuse me, could you help me with something? Sorry to bother you, but I'm trying to find the right bus stop. Would you mind explaining how this form works? I'm having a bit of trouble understanding this. Could you guide me? Now shadow it slowly. Let's try a short real conversation. Slow version. Excuse me. Could you help me? I'm trying to find the train to downtown. Sure. You need platform number 3. It's right over there. Oh, great. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Have a safe trip. Now natural speed. Excuse me. Could you help me? I'm trying to find the train to downtown. Sure. You need platform number 3. It's right over there. Great. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Have a safe trip. Shadow it slowly and imagine the situation clearly. Even listening to a short podcast in the morning or reviewing a few phrases at night can make a big difference. It's really about building small habits and staying motivated over time. Now, shadow this entire paragraph slowly with me. Notice the natural words, consistent, rewarding, familiar, overwhelming, building small habits. These are intermediate and upper intermediate words that make your daily English sound richer and more natural. Now let's look at another common daily life situation, talking about a problem. Sometimes things don't go as planned, and you need to explain what happened. Here is a natural way to do that. Today was a bit frustrating. I was supposed to finish an important task, but the internet kept disconnecting, so I couldn't focus properly. By the time it finally started working again, I had already lost a lot of time, but I'll try to catch up tomorrow. Shadow this slowly. Feel the rhythm. Notice how the sentences connect naturally. This is how real people talk about problems in daily life. Now imagine the response. Someone might say, that sounds annoying. I hate it when the internet causes problems. But don't worry, I'm sure tomorrow will be better. Shadow this slowly as well. Responding naturally is just as important as expressing yourself. Now it's time to move into deeper conversations. We will practice advanced expressions, emotional vocabulary, and more shadowing so that you can feel English, not force it. As your day continues, imagine that you are now outside in the real world. Maybe you are walking down a busy street. Maybe you are sitting on a bus. Maybe you are relaxing in a cafe or scrolling on your phone in a park. Wherever you are, English appears around you. In conversations, on signs, in messages, in announcements, in small, unexpected interactions. Part of becoming an intermediate or upper intermediate learner is learning to understand English not only when you study, but also when it suddenly appears around you. This kind of real-life exposure is very powerful. Now let's practice with natural examples that help your brain feel comfortable with spontaneous English. Let's start with something that happens to almost everyone, asking about the time. You might be in a public place and someone politely asks, "Excuse me, do you have the time?" This simply means, "What time is it?" You can answer naturally by saying, "Yeah, it's about 10:30. Or, "Sure, it's 2:45. Now shadow this short exchange slowly. "Excuse me, do you have the time?" "Yeah, it's about 10:30. Simple, but very common. Now let's try a slightly more polite version. "Excuse me, do you happen to know what time it is?" "Yes, it's almost noon." Repeat this slowly. Notice the polite tone. Feel the natural rhythm. Now imagine someone asks you for directions. This situation makes many learners nervous, but you can handle it calmly. Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the main station? You can answer like this. Sure. Just go straight, take the second right, and you'll see it on your left. Shadow this slowly. Imagine the street in your mind. Visualize the path. Real-life English often includes small connecting words like just, actually, basically, kind of, sort of. These words appear everywhere in daily conversations. Let's practice them in a natural paragraph. I'm actually heading in the same direction, so you can follow me if you want. It's basically just a 5-minute walk. The station is kind of hidden behind a big building, but you'll see the sign once you get closer. Now shadow this slowly. I'm actually heading in the same direction. It's basically just a 5-minute walk. Now let's move into another very common topic, talking about your schedule. Imagine someone asks you, "Are you free this afternoon?" Instead of answering with just yes or no, you can say, "I should be free after 4. What's up?" Or, "I'm tied up until 5, but I'll be available after that." Shadow these slowly. I should be free after 4. What's up? I'm tied up until 5, but I'll be available after that. Now let's add more detail. I've got a meeting at 3, and then I need to finish a report, but after that, I'm totally free. Repeat it slowly and feel how smoothly the information flows. Now let's practice a realistic conversation about plans. Slow version. Hey, are you free later today? I might be. I just need to finish a few things first. What time do you think you'll be done? Probably around 6. Why? I wanted to grab dinner together if you're up for it. Sounds good. Just text me when you're ready. Now listen at a more natural speed. Hey, are you free later today? I might be. I just need to finish a few things first. What time do you think you'll be done? Probably around 6. Why? I wanted to grab dinner together if you're up for it. Sounds good. Just text me when you're ready. Now shadow the entire conversation slowly. Feel how calm and soft the tone is. People don't speak like grammar books. They speak with pauses, small fillers, and natural rhythm. And you're learning that rhythm right now. Now let's move into something deeper, expressing emotions. At the intermediate level, you want to go beyond simple words like happy, sad, or angry. You want to use more expressive and natural language. Let's practice with a short emotional paragraph. Today, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. There's a lot going on, and I'm trying to stay calm and focused. At the same time, I'm also excited about some new things I'm working on. So it's a mix of stress and motivation. Now shadow it slowly. Here's another one. Lately, I've been feeling more confident with my English. I can follow conversations more easily, and I'm starting to speak without thinking too much. It feels encouraging, and I'm proud of the progress I'm making. Shadow it slowly. Now let's practice responding when someone shares their feelings. Slow version. I've been feeling a bit stressed lately. Oh, really? I'm sorry to hear that. Is everything okay? Yeah, it's just work. There's a lot happening. I get that. Work can be overwhelming sometimes. Just take it easy. Now at natural speed. Shadow this carefully. When you talk about emotions, conversations become more human and meaningful. Now let's practice another important skill, describing things in detail. Instead of saying, "My phone is new," you can say, "I recently got a new phone." It feels much faster, and the camera quality is really impressive. Shadow this paragraph. I recently got a new phone. It feels much faster, and the camera quality is really impressive. I've been taking a lot of pictures lately. Now let's describe a place. It's a cozy little cafe with warm lighting and comfortable seating. It feels calm and relaxing, perfect for studying or having a quiet conversation. Shadow it slowly. Now describe a person naturally. She's really easy to talk to, very friendly and calm, and she has a great sense of humor. Being around her always feels comfortable. Shadow this slowly. Now imagine someone asks you about your week. It's been a pretty busy week. I've had a lot of tasks to finish, but I'm managing everything step by step. Hopefully, things will slow down soon. Shadow it slowly. Finally, let's practice a more advanced listening dialogue. Slow version. How's your project coming along? It's going pretty well, but it's taking more time than I expected. What part is taking the longest? The research. There's just so much information to go through. Yeah, that can be tough, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. I hope so. I just have to stay focused. This is real English. Natural, clear, human, and step by step, you're making it your own. Natural conversation practice. Simple and clear version. Let's start with a natural conversation at a normal speed. How's your project coming along? It's going pretty well, but it's taking more time than I expected. What part is taking the longest? The research. There's just so much information to go through. Yeah, that can be tough, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. I hope so. I just have to stay focused. Now, take a moment to shadow this conversation slowly. Imagine yourself in this situation. Imagine answering naturally, calmly, and without hesitation. Giving advice in daily life, intermediate level. Now let's move into another real-life situation. Giving advice. Giving advice helps you build deeper and more supportive conversations. You can say something like, "If I were you, I'd take things one step at a time. There's no need to rush." Sometimes slowing down helps you think more clearly. And if you need help with anything, don't hesitate to ask. Shadow this slowly. Feel how calm and supportive the tone is. Now imagine someone comes to you with a problem. You can respond naturally like this. "I understand how you feel. That sounds really difficult, but don't worry too much. Things usually work out in the end. Just keep doing your best." Shadow it slowly and imagine speaking with care and confidence. Explaining and clarifying yourself clearly. Now we move into deeper conversations and more real-life interaction. As you go through your day, you talk to people, share ideas, give opinions, ask questions, and make plans. At this level, one very important skill is explaining yourself clearly. In real conversations, people may not hear you, misunderstand you, ask you to repeat or explain again. Being able to do this smoothly shows confidence and fluency. How to clarify naturally. If someone didn't hear you, instead of repeating the same sentence, you can say, "Sorry, let me say that again. Let me put it another way. What I meant was," to be more clear. If someone misunderstood you, you can say, "Oh no, that's not what I meant. I think there's been a little misunderstanding. What I was trying to say is." These phrases help conversations feel natural and relaxed. Shadow these slowly. "Sorry, let me say that again. What I meant was, I think there's been a little misunderstanding. What I was trying to say is." You don't need to memorize these like vocabulary lists. Your brain will naturally learn them when you hear and use them in real sentences. Expanding your answers naturally. Now imagine someone asks about your new job. Instead of saying, "It's good," you can say, "It's going pretty well so far. I'm still getting used to things, but the team has been very supportive." Shadow it slowly. Now, let's expand it more. Some days feel a bit challenging because there's a lot to learn. But overall, it's been a positive experience, and I feel like I'm improving every day. Longer answers like this help you sound more fluent and confident. Asking for clarification politely. Sometimes you hear something, but you're not sure you understood it. Instead of saying "what," you can say, "Sorry, what did you say? Could you repeat that, please? I didn't quite catch that. Could you say that again a bit more slowly?" Example conversation, slow. "Hey, the meeting has been moved to 2:30. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. What time is the meeting?" "It's been moved to 2:30. "Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know." Now imagine it at natural speed and shadow the whole conversation slowly. Reacting to news naturally. At the intermediate level, you should express surprise, sympathy, happiness, support. If something is surprising, you can say, "Wow, really? I wasn't expecting that." If something is sad, you can say, "I'm really sorry to hear that. That must have been really difficult for you." If something is good news, you can say, "That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. Wow, that's great. Congratulations." Full emotional conversation practice. Slow version. Guess what? I finally got the job. No way. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. Thank you. I was so nervous waiting for the email. I can imagine, but you totally deserved it. Now imagine it at natural speed. Shadow it slowly and feel the emotion. Talking about responsibilities. Instead of saying I have many tasks, you can say, I have quite a few responsibilities to take care of this week, but I'm trying to stay organized so nothing becomes overwhelming. Shadow this slowly. Notice words like take care of, organized, and overwhelming. Describing your daily routine. Instead of saying I wake up at 7, try this. My mornings are usually pretty simple. I wake up around 7, get ready, have a quick breakfast, and then head out. I like to listen to something in English on the way because it helps me stay consistent with my practice. Now add more detail. In the afternoon, I'm usually at work or studying. In the evenings, I try to take some time for myself. Sometimes I watch something in English or practice speaking for a few minutes. These routine descriptions help you sound natural and fluent. Asking for and giving opinions. You can ask, what do you think about it? How do you feel about this plan? Do you think this is a good idea? Giving opinions naturally. I think it's a pretty good idea. It makes sense and could be really helpful. I'm not completely sure yet, but it sounds interesting. From my perspective, it seems worth trying. Opinion conversation practice. Slow version. What do you think about this new project idea? I think it's pretty interesting. It might take some time, but it could be really useful. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, but I wasn't sure if everyone would agree. I guess we'll have to see how it goes, but it sounds good so far. Now imagine it at natural speed and shadow it slowly. Talking about preferences. Instead of just saying I like, you can say, I prefer. I usually go for. I tend to. I'm more of a. Example. I usually prefer staying at home on weekends. I'm more of a quiet person, so I enjoy relaxing, reading, or watching something. But sometimes I also like going for a walk or meeting a friend if the weather is nice. Shadow this slowly. This is natural, everyday English. Daily listening practice, cafe conversation. Slow version. Are you going anywhere this holiday? I'm thinking of visiting my sister. She lives about 3 hours away. That sounds relaxing. How long are you staying? Maybe a few days. I just need a bit of a break now. Now imagine the same conversation at natural speed. Now let's slow things down and practice real, everyday English in a natural way. Imagine someone asks you about your work. How's your project coming along? You can answer naturally like this. It's going pretty well, but it's taking more time than I expected. Then the person asks, what part is taking the longest? You reply, the research. There's just so much information to go through. They might say, yeah, that can be tough, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. And you answer, I hope so. I just have to stay focused. Now, shadow this whole conversation slowly. Imagine yourself in this situation. Imagine answering calmly, without rushing, without hesitation. Now let's move into another real-life moment, giving advice. Giving advice helps you build deeper and more supportive conversations. You can say, if I were you, I'd take things one step at a time. There's no need to rush. You can also add, sometimes slowing down helps you think more clearly. And if you need help with anything, don't hesitate to ask. Shadow these sentences slowly. Now imagine someone comes to you with a problem. You can respond naturally like this. I understand how you feel. That sounds really difficult, but don't worry too much. Things usually work out in the end. Just keep doing your best. Shadow this slowly and feel the calm, supportive tone. As we continue, we move into more real-life conversations. Imagine your day again. You wake up, talk to people, greet them, describe how you feel, give opinions, ask for directions, and plan your schedule. Later in the day, you need to explain things, clarify misunderstandings, and express your thoughts more clearly. This is very important at the intermediate level. Real conversations often require you to repeat something, explain it again, or say it in a different way. Being able to do this smoothly shows confidence and fluency. Let's practice clarifying your meaning. If someone didn't hear you well, you can say, "Sorry, let me say that again. Let me put it another way. What I meant was, to be more clear." These phrases help you sound natural, not robotic. If someone misunderstands you, you can say, "Oh no, that's not what I meant. I think there's been a little misunderstanding. What I was trying to say is." These expressions help conversations flow smoothly. Shadow these slowly. You don't need to memorize them. Your brain will learn them naturally when you hear them in full sentences. Now imagine someone asks you about your new job. Instead of saying only, "It's good," you can say, "It's going pretty well so far. I'm still getting used to things, but the team has been very supportive." Shadow that slowly. Now expand it a little more. Some days feel a bit challenging because there's a lot to learn. But overall, it's been a positive experience, and I feel like I'm improving every day. Longer answers like this make you sound confident and fluent. Now let's practice asking for clarification. Sometimes you don't fully hear something. Instead of saying "what," you can say, "Sorry, what did you say? Could you repeat that, please? I didn't quite catch that. Could you say that again more slowly?" Here's a simple conversation. "Hey, the meeting's been moved to 2:30. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. What time is the meeting?" "It's been moved to 2:30. "Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know." Shadow this slowly. Now let's practice reacting to news. If someone tells you something surprising, you can say, "Wow, really? I wasn't expecting that." If someone tells you something sad, you can say, "I'm really sorry to hear that. That must have been really difficult for you." If someone tells you good news, you can say, "That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. That's great. Congratulations." Here's a short conversation. "Guess what? I finally got the job." "No way. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you." "Thank you. I was so nervous waiting for the email." "I can imagine, but you totally deserved it." Shadow this slowly and feel the emotion. Now let's talk about responsibilities. Instead of saying, "I have many tasks," you can say, "I have quite a few responsibilities this week, but I'm trying to stay organized so nothing feels overwhelming." Shadow it slowly. Now let's describe a daily routine. My mornings are usually pretty simple. I wake up around 7, get ready, have a quick breakfast, and head out. In the afternoon, I'm usually at work or studying. In the evening, I try to take some time for myself. Sometimes I watch something in English or practice speaking. These simple routines help you speak more naturally. Now let's practice giving opinions. Instead of saying "it's good," you can say, "I think it's a pretty good idea. I'm not completely sure yet, but it sounds interesting. From my perspective, it seems worth trying." Here's a conversation. "What do you think about this new project idea?" "I think it's pretty interesting. It might take some time, but it could be really useful." "Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I guess we'll see how it goes, but it sounds good so far." Shadow it slowly. Now let's practice preferences. I usually prefer staying at home on weekends. I'm more of a quiet person. I enjoy relaxing, reading, or watching something. But sometimes I like going for a walk or meeting a friend if the weather is nice. Shadow this slowly. Now imagine you overhear a conversation. Are you going anywhere this holiday? I'm thinking of visiting my sister. She lives about 3 hours away. That sounds relaxing. How long are you staying? Maybe a few days. I just need a break. Shadow it slowly. Overheard conversations help your listening without pressure. Now imagine something unexpected happens. Something came up, so I might not be able to make it tonight. I'm really sorry. The response can be, no worries at all. These things happen. Just let me know when you're free. This shows kindness and understanding. As you continue, your confidence grows. Your listening becomes sharper. Your speaking becomes clearer. Your English starts to flow naturally. You begin to think in English instead of translating. This is how real fluency develops, step by step, calmly, naturally. You're doing great. Keep going. As we move deeper into this masterclass, I want you to focus on something very important for intermediate English learners: the natural flow of conversation. In real life, people don't speak using perfect grammar all the time. Conversations are full of pauses, reactions, feelings, small corrections, and even small mistakes. This is completely normal. What really matters is how your thoughts connect and flow together. Learning this natural rhythm is what takes your English from simply correct to truly confident. Now, imagine you are sitting with someone you know. It could be a friend, a coworker, or a classmate. You're not talking about anything serious. You're just catching up on life. These kinds of conversations happen every day, everywhere. Being able to join them comfortably makes your English feel real and alive. Let's practice a natural catch-up conversation. Slow version. How have you been lately? I've been all right. Just a bit tired, to be honest. There's been a lot going on. I get that. Life's been pretty busy on my end too. Yeah, I feel like time is moving so fast these days. Tell me about it. Sometimes I don't even realize the week has passed. Now, natural speed. How have you been lately? I've been all right. Just a bit tired, to be honest. There's been a lot going on. I get that. Life's been pretty busy on my end too. Yeah, I feel like time is moving so fast these days. Tell me about it. Sometimes I don't even realize the week has passed. Now shadow this slowly. Imagine you are really part of this conversation. Imagine your voice responding calmly and naturally, without overthinking. This is what real fluency feels like. Now let's practice something you will use very often: expressing opinions politely. Here is a natural example. I personally think it's a good idea, but maybe we should take a closer look before making a final decision, just to make sure we're not missing anything. Shadow it slowly. Now imagine you're not sure about something. You can express uncertainty naturally by saying, I'm not completely convinced yet. I'm still thinking about it. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Let's put these into a short paragraph. I'm still thinking about it. I'm not completely convinced yet. Something about it doesn't feel right, but I can't really explain why. Maybe I just need more time to understand everything. Shadow it slowly. This is exactly how native speakers express uncertainty in daily life. Now imagine someone asks you for advice. Here is a natural and supportive way to respond. If I were you, I'd take some time to think everything through. Making decisions when you're stressed can be difficult. It might help to step back, relax, and look at things from another angle. Repeat it slowly. This kind of language shows emotional intelligence in English. Now let's move into a longer real-life conversation about weekend plans. Slow version. Do you have any plans for the weekend? Not really. I was thinking of maybe going to the mall or just relaxing at home. That sounds nice. I'm going hiking with a couple of friends. Oh, that sounds fun. Where are you going? There's a trail about 30 minutes away. It's really peaceful. Maybe I should try hiking sometime. I've never done it before. You should. It's really refreshing, especially after a long week. Now, natural speed. Do you have any plans for the weekend? Not really. I was thinking of maybe going to the mall or just relaxing at home. That sounds nice. I'm going hiking with a couple of friends. Oh, that sounds fun. Where are you going? There's a trail about 30 minutes away. It's really peaceful. Maybe I should try hiking sometime. I've never done it before. You should. It's really refreshing, especially after a long week. Now shadow the entire conversation slowly. Each line helps your brain connect English more naturally. Now, let's go deeper into storytelling, which is a key skill for upper intermediate fluency. Here is a simple story you can shadow. Last week, something funny happened to me. I was rushing to get to a meeting and I thought I had everything I needed. But halfway there, I realized I had grabbed the wrong folder. So I had to run back home and get the right one. By the time I arrived at the meeting, I was completely out of breath. But thankfully, everyone else was running late too, so everything worked out fine in the end. Now I always double-check everything before leaving the house. Shadow it slowly. Notice how words like but, so, thankfully, and in the end help the story flow smoothly. Now imagine responding to someone else's story. No way. Really? That's funny. I can imagine how that felt. At least everything worked out in the end. Shadow these slowly. They make your responses sound warm and natural. Now let's practice explaining a small mistake. I made a small mistake earlier. I misunderstood the instructions, so I ended up doing the wrong thing. Once I realized what happened, I corrected it. Thankfully, it wasn't a big issue, but it reminded me to slow down and double-check things. Shadow it slowly. This kind of language is very useful at work or school. A natural response might be, "Don't worry about it. It happens to everyone. The important thing is that you fixed it." Shadow that slowly. Now let's practice talking about goals. I've been trying to be more consistent with my English practice. My goal is to reach a point where I can speak without translating in my head. I know that by practicing daily conversations and listening more, I'll get there. Shadow it slowly. If someone asks about your progress, you can say, "I feel like I've improved a lot, especially in listening. I understand conversations more easily now, and I'm slowly getting better at speaking naturally too." Shadow it slowly. Now imagine two coworkers talking about a problem at work. Slow version. "I think we might need to change our plan." "Why? What happened?" "The client wants something completely different now." "Oh, that complicates things. What are we going to do?" "I guess we'll have to start over, but we can still use some of the old ideas." "That makes sense. Let's not panic. We'll figure it out." Now, natural speed. Shadow the full conversation slowly. Notice the emotions: stress, surprise, calmness, and understanding. Now let's practice expressing habits and tendencies. I tend to stay up late on weekends. I usually end up eating something quick. I often find myself procrastinating when I'm tired. I sometimes forget what I was about to say. Now place them in a paragraph. I tend to stay up late on weekends, even though I know I shouldn't. Then I usually end up waking up late the next day. I often find myself wasting time on my phone before bed, and sometimes I even forget what I was planning to do. Shadow it slowly. Now, let's describe something unusual that happened. Something strange happened today. I was walking to the store, and suddenly it started raining heavily. The sky had been completely clear just a few minutes earlier. I didn't have an umbrella, so I had to run and find shelter. It was stressful, but also kind of funny. Shadow it slowly. A natural response could be, "Wow, that must have been unexpected. The weather has been really unpredictable lately." Now let's practice describing surroundings. The cafe I went to this morning was surprisingly quiet. The lighting was soft, The atmosphere felt warm, and the smell of fresh coffee made everything feel calm. It was a nice way to start the day. Shadow it slowly. Now describe a feeling or sound. The room felt peaceful, almost too quiet, as if everyone was lost in their own thoughts. Soft music in the background made the atmosphere even more relaxing. Shadow it slowly. As you continue through this master class, your English is becoming more natural, more comfortable, and more expressive. You are learning to handle deeper conversations that include emotions, opinions, disagreements, apologies, and real storytelling. At the intermediate level, this is where your fluency truly begins to shine, not just in short sentences, but in longer, flowing thoughts that reflect your personality and your voice. Now imagine a calm conversation between two people reflecting on their week. This kind of conversation happens during walks, after work, at dinner, or even through messages. And this is where real English lives. This is a natural English practice lesson that helps you speak more confidently and naturally. We will practice real conversations, common expressions, and emotional responses. You should read slowly, listen carefully, and imagine yourself in each situation. Let's start with a short, natural conversation. Slow version. This week felt really long. Same here. I don't know why, but everything felt heavier than usual. Maybe it's because we've been working nonstop. Probably. I feel like I need a break. Yeah, just a little time to reset and recharge. Now listen to the same conversation at natural speed. This week felt really long. Same here. I don't know why, but everything felt heavier than usual. Maybe it's because we've been working nonstop. Probably. I feel like I need a break. Yeah, just a little time to reset and recharge. Now, shadow it slowly. Imagine this is your own conversation. Imagine how you would say these words honestly and naturally. Expressions like same here, heavier than usual, nonstop, reset, and recharge are very common in daily English. Next, let's practice expressing empathy. This is a very important skill at the B1, B2 level. When someone shares something personal or difficult, your response should sound kind and supportive. Here is a natural paragraph you can shadow slowly. I'm really sorry you're going through that. It sounds exhausting, and I can imagine how overwhelming it must feel. Please remember that you're not alone, and it's okay to take a break when things feel too heavy. Notice how soft and supportive the language is. This is how people connect emotionally in English. Now imagine someone shares good news with you. Your response should feel warm and happy. Here is another paragraph for shadowing. That's amazing. I'm genuinely so happy for you. You've worked really hard, and you deserve this success. I hope it brings you even more opportunities in the future. Words like genuinely, deserve, success, and opportunities help your English sound more natural and advanced. Now let's practice polite disagreement. At the intermediate level, it's important to disagree without sounding rude. Shadow this paragraph slowly. I see what you mean, but I'm not sure I completely agree. From my perspective, things look a bit different. Maybe we're just looking at it in different ways. I see what you mean is very useful for soft disagreement. Now imagine someone disagrees with you and you want to respond respectfully. That's okay. We don't have to agree on everything. Different opinions help us understand things better, and I appreciate hearing your point of view. Shadow it slowly. Now let's practice a full disagreement conversation. Slow version. I think we should finish the project today. I'm not sure that's realistic. We still have a lot left to do. But if we push ourselves, we might get it done. I get what you're saying, but rushing might make things messy. Yeah, maybe you're right. We should take our time. Now listen at natural speed, then shadow it slowly. These conversations happen all the time at work and in group situations. Next, let's practice apologizing. Here is a natural apology. I'm really sorry about earlier. I didn't mean to sound rude. I was just stressed, and it came out the wrong way. I hope you can understand. Now imagine someone apologizes to you. Here's a natural response. It's all right. Don't worry about it. I understand that things can get stressful sometimes. We're good. This is warm, forgiving English used in daily life. Now let's practice explaining a situation. Here is a natural example. So, here's what happened. I was on my way to meet you, but there was a sudden traffic jam. Then my phone battery died, so I couldn't message you. By the time I arrived, you had already left. I felt really bad about it. Notice natural connectors like so, but then and by the time. Now imagine someone responds supportively. Oh, that makes sense. Don't worry about it. Things like that happen. Maybe next time we can plan a little earlier. Now let's move into longer storytelling, which helps build fluency. Shadow this story slowly. I remember a day when everything felt unpredictable. I woke up calm, thinking it would be a normal day. But when I stepped outside, things started going differently. The bus I usually take was delayed, and the weather suddenly changed from sunny to cloudy. When I finally arrived at work, I found out an important meeting had been moved earlier, so I had to rush to prepare. Even though the day felt chaotic, everything turned out okay. People were understanding, and the meeting went better than expected. When I got home, I felt tired but proud of myself. Now let's practice expressing gratitude. Instead of just saying thanks, you can say, I really appreciate your help. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. I'm grateful for your support. Shadow this paragraph slowly. Thank you so much for helping me earlier. I really appreciate it. Things would have been much harder without your support, and I'm honestly grateful that you were there. Now let's practice sharing your thoughts. Here's a natural example. I've been thinking a lot about how to improve my English. I've realized that speaking regularly makes the biggest difference. Even 5 or 10 minutes a day helps me stay connected to the language. Little by little, I feel more confident. Now imagine someone asks, what motivates you? A natural answer is, what motivates me the most is the feeling of progress. Even small improvements make me feel proud, and knowing I'm getting closer to fluency keeps me going. Now, let's practice a decision-making conversation. Slow version. Have you decided what you're going to do? Not yet. I'm still thinking about it. What's stopping you? I guess I'm afraid of making the wrong choice. I understand, but sometimes you just have to try. Shadow it slowly. Now let's practice describing something you learned. One thing I learned recently is that taking small steps consistently makes a big difference. We often think we need to do something big to improve, but small daily actions create real change. Someone might respond, that's so true. Small habits really do add up over time. Now, let's describe a place with emotion. There's a small park near my house. It's not very big, but it's one of my favorite places. In the morning, the sunlight feels soft and the trees look peaceful. People walk their dogs, kids play quietly, and everything feels calm. Whenever I need a break, I go there to relax and clear my mind. As you continue this lesson, imagine your English becoming more flexible and natural. You're not just understanding words anymore. You're understanding ideas, emotions, and opinions. This practice helps you speak with confidence in real life. Let's finish by practicing how to talk about how you're feeling. Here's a natural paragraph to shadow slowly. Today, I'm feeling a mix of emotions. I'm a little tired, but I also feel productive. My mind is active, and I'm trying to stay focused. At the same time, part of me wants to slow down and take things easy. It's one of those days where I'm just trying to understand how I feel. This is how you express deeper emotions in natural English. Here's a natural response you can practice shadowing. I've been feeling better recently. Things feel more stable, and I'm slowly finding a good balance between work, rest, and personal time. I still have stressful moments sometimes, but overall, I'm handling things in a calmer and healthier way. Shadow this slowly. Focus on the relaxed rhythm and honest tone. Now imagine someone responds to you in a supportive and caring way. I'm really glad to hear that. Finding balance isn't always easy, but it sounds like you're taking good care of yourself. Shadow that slowly as well. Notice how warm and encouraging the language feels. Now let's move into another important topic, describing people's personalities at the B1, B2 level. At this level, you need more than simple words like kind, funny, or serious. You want to describe how someone makes others feel. Here's a natural paragraph you can shadow. She's the kind of person who makes you feel comfortable the moment you start talking to her. She listens carefully and pays attention to what you say. She's thoughtful, and she always tries to understand your perspective. Being around her feels peaceful, like you can be yourself without any pressure. Shadow this slowly. This helps you describe people in a warm, natural way. Now, let's describe someone who is energetic and motivated. He's incredibly driven once he sets his mind on something. He doesn't stop until he achieves it. He's always full of ideas, always planning something new, and always encouraging the people around him. Shadow this slowly. This is very useful when talking about coworkers, friends, or classmates. Now imagine describing someone who is calm and quiet. She's very soft-spoken. She's not the kind of person who talks a lot, but when she does speak, her words feel thoughtful and meaningful. She has a calming presence that makes everyone around her feel more at ease. Shadow this slowly. Now let's practice talking about small but meaningful moments, an essential skill at the intermediate level. Here's a paragraph for you. Sometimes the smallest moments bring the most comfort. Sitting by the window on a quiet evening, enjoying a warm drink after a long day, hearing someone laugh genuinely, or receiving a message from a friend at just the right time. These little things remind you that life can still be gentle, even on difficult days. Shadow this slowly. Feel the softness and emotion in the language. Now let's return to realistic conversations. Here's a conversation about solving a misunderstanding. Slow version. I think there might have been a misunderstanding earlier. Oh, really? What happened? When I said I couldn't join you, I meant I had work to finish, not that I didn't want to come. Oh, I see. I must have taken it the wrong way. It's okay. It happens. I just wanted to clear things up. Thanks for explaining. We're good now. Now hear it again at natural speed, then shadow the whole dialogue slowly. This is the kind of English you need when communicating with friends or coworkers. Now let's practice responding to someone who feels confused. I understand why you're confused. It can be a lot to take in at once, but don't worry. We can go through it step by step. And if something still doesn't make sense, I'm here to help. Shadow this slowly. This helps you express empathy and clarity at the same time. Now imagine someone apologizes to you. You can respond like this. It's all right. Really. We all make mistakes sometimes. What matters is that we understand each other now, so let's move forward. Repeat it slowly. Now let's practice expressing disappointment without sounding harsh. I'm not angry. I'm just a little disappointed. I was really looking forward to spending time together, but I understand that things happen. Maybe we can plan something for another day. Shadow this slowly. Now imagine someone responds gently. I'm really sorry about that. I didn't mean to disappoint you. I'll make it up to you. Let's definitely plan something soon. Shadow that slowly. Now let's practice something very important, reflective speaking. Here's a paragraph you can shadow. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about how quickly life moves. One moment you're busy worrying about something, and the next moment everything changes. Sometimes it's only when you look back that you realize how much you've grown, how much you've learned, and how strong you've become without even noticing. Shadow this slowly. These reflections help build emotional and conversational fluency. Now imagine you're encouraging someone. You've been doing really well, even if it doesn't always feel like it. Progress isn't always obvious at first, but the fact that you're trying, learning, and improving every day shows how strong you are. Keep going. You're getting better than you think. Shadow this slowly. Now let's practice a longer, everyday conversation about stress and balance. Slow version. I've been feeling overwhelmed lately. What's been going on? Just a lot of work, and I feel like I haven't had time for myself. I know the feeling. It's really important to take breaks. Yeah, I think I just need to slow down a little. That sounds like a good idea. Even a short break can make a big difference. Now listen again at natural speed, then shadow the entire dialogue slowly. Picture the situation clearly as you speak. Now let's practice deeper gratitude. I really appreciate everything you've done for me, even the small things. Sometimes they matter more than people realize, and I just want you to know how grateful I am. Shadow this slowly. Now let's talk about life lessons. One thing I've learned is that things don't always go the way you expect. But that doesn't mean they won't work out. Sometimes the path simply changes, and when it does, you learn new things about yourself. In the end, those unexpected turns often lead you somewhere meaningful. Shadow this slowly. Now let's practice a conversation about plans and dreams, something deeper than daily schedules. Slow version. Have you ever thought about what you really want to do in the future? Yeah, sometimes. I'm not completely sure yet, but I have some ideas. Like what? Well, I want to do something that makes me feel fulfilled, something meaningful. That sounds wonderful. I think you'll find your path. Now listen again at natural speed, then shadow it slowly. Like what? Well, I want to do something that makes me feel fulfilled, something meaningful. That sounds wonderful. I think you'll find your path. Now, shadow this conversation slowly. Conversations like this help you build deeper communication skills and express your thoughts clearly. As we continue through this masterclass, we will explore more real-life dialogues, advanced expressions, longer storytelling, natural problem-solving conversations, and everyday fluency-building situations. All of these exercises help you think directly in English and speak with more confidence. With every paragraph, your English is becoming stronger, more expressive, and more natural. You are no longer speaking only in short, simple sentences. Now you are building real conversations, expressing emotions, sharing opinions, telling stories, and communicating with clarity and confidence. In this part of the lesson, we will go deeper into daily life experiences that help you think, feel, and speak in English without hesitation. Let's begin by imagining a moment in your day when you need to express relief. Maybe something stressful has finally ended, or something worked out after a long time of uncertainty. Here is a natural paragraph you can shadow. I'm so relieved everything worked out in the end. I was honestly worried for a moment, but things turned out better than I expected. Sometimes we stress ourselves more than we need to, and when things finally fall into place, it feels like a weight has been lifted off our shoulders. Shadow this slowly. Feel the rise and fall of the emotional tone. Now imagine you are talking to someone who has just finished something difficult. You want to respond in a supportive way. You can say, "I'm really glad everything went well for you. You handled it so well. I know it must have been tough, but you stayed calm and did your best. And now you can finally relax." Repeat it slowly. Natural encouragement like this is a big part of real communication. Now let's move into expressing frustration politely. Sometimes things don't go the way we expect, but we still want to sound calm and mature. Here's a natural paragraph to practice. I'm a little frustrated, to be honest. I was hoping things would go differently, but I guess not everything is in our control. I'm trying not to overthink it. I just need a bit of time to process everything. Shadow this slowly. These expressions help you communicate emotions with balance and clarity. Now imagine someone responds to your frustration. I understand. It's completely normal to feel that way. Just take your time. Things will become clearer soon. Shadow that as well. Now let's shift to another daily life moment, giving updates about your life. Here's a natural paragraph. Things have been pretty steady lately. Nothing too exciting, but nothing too stressful either. I've been focusing on my routine, trying to stay consistent, and doing a little bit every day. It's not dramatic, but it feels good, like I'm slowly building something meaningful. Shadow it slowly. Now imagine someone asks you about your long-term goals. Here's a natural way to answer. I'm not completely sure yet, but I know I want to grow, learn, and improve myself. I want to explore new opportunities, meet new people, and push myself out of my comfort zone. I don't have all the answers right now, but I'm excited to see where things lead. Shadow this slowly. This kind of answer shows maturity and emotional depth. Now let's practice a realistic conversation about future hopes. Slow version. What are you hoping for this year? I just want some stability and maybe a little growth, nothing too big. That sounds reasonable. Sometimes small goals are the most important. Yeah, I just want to focus on myself and become a better version of who I already am. I think that's a wonderful goal. Now listen again at natural speed, then shadow the entire conversation slowly. Feel how calm and reflective it is. This is natural intermediate English. Now let's practice something extremely important, describing routines and habits with more detail. My mornings usually start slowly. I like to take a few minutes to stretch, breathe, and clear my mind before I begin my day. Then I prepare breakfast, check my messages, and plan what I need to get done. I try not to rush, because starting the day calmly helps me stay focused. Shadow this slowly. Now, let's describe an evening routine. In the evenings, I usually unwind by listening to something in English, watching a short video, or reading a few pages of a book. It helps me relax and move away from the stress of the day. Even if it's just 10 minutes, it makes a big difference in how I feel. Shadow this slowly. Now let's practice a workplace situation. Slow version. I think we need to review this part again. Do you think something is missing? Not exactly, but I feel like we could make it clearer. Okay, let's go through it step by step. Great. That should help us fix it. Now hear it again at natural speed, then shadow it slowly. These expressions are used constantly at work and school. Now imagine you need to explain why you need more time. Here's a natural example. I just need a little more time to finish everything. I want to make sure the quality is good, and I don't want to rush through it. I'm almost done, but I need a bit of space to finalize the details. Shadow this slowly. Now imagine someone responds kindly. Take your time. It's better to do it properly than to rush and make mistakes. Shadow that too. Now let's practice polite requests. Could you help me with something when you have a moment? I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm having a bit of trouble understanding this, and I'd really appreciate it if you could explain it briefly. Shadow this slowly. These gentle phrases are very common in daily English. Now let's practice describing a personal challenge. I've been struggling a little with staying focused lately. My mind keeps jumping from one thing to another, and I feel like I'm not as organized as I want to be. But I'm trying my best to find better ways to manage my time. Shadow this slowly. Now imagine someone responds supportively. That sounds tough, but you're doing a great job by noticing it and working on it. You'll find your balance soon. Shadow that too. Now let's practice another storytelling moment. The other day, I went out for a walk because I needed some fresh air. I wasn't planning to go far, but I ended up walking much longer than expected. The weather was perfect, and the streets were quiet. I listened to some calming English audio while walking, and it made me feel relaxed. By the time I got home, I felt lighter, calmer, and more refreshed. Shadow this slowly. Stories like this help your English flow naturally. Shadow that slowly. This helps you build descriptive fluency. Now imagine the opposite, describing a chaotic environment. The place was crowded and noisy. People were talking loudly. Music was playing, and everything felt a bit overwhelming. I tried to stay calm, but the noise made it difficult to focus. All I wanted was a quiet space where I could think. Repeat it slowly. Now let's practice expressing excitement. I'm really excited about what's coming next. It feels like I'm entering a new chapter in my life. Even though I'm a bit nervous, I'm also hopeful. I'm ready to try new things and see where they take me. Shadow this slowly. Imagine someone responds to your excitement. I'm so happy for you. You deserve good things, and I hope everything works out beautifully. Shadow that too. Next, we'll practice advanced conversations, including emotional storytelling, natural disagreements, deeper connection-building dialogues, and final fluency reflections. As we reach the end of this masterclass, imagine the progress you've made. From simple daily expressions to deeper conversations. From basic phrases to emotional storytelling. From short answers to complex, thoughtful responses. Your English is no longer limited to short sentences. You are now expressing ideas, feelings, experiences, and perspectives with clarity and confidence. This last part will help you bring everything together so your English becomes both natural and meaningful in daily life. Let's begin with one of the most powerful skills in real communication, expressing hope. I really hope things get better from here, and I'm trying to stay positive. Some days are harder than others, but I believe things will eventually fall into place. All I can do is keep doing my best and trust that good things are on their way. Shadow this slowly. This is heartfelt, natural English. Now let's practice responding to someone else's hopes. I hope things get better for you too. And I truly believe they will. You've been strong through everything, and that strength will lead you to something brighter. Shadow this slowly. These expressions help create emotional connection in conversation. Next, a conversation about life lessons. Slow version. I've learned that life can be unpredictable. Yeah, things can change so quickly, but sometimes change is exactly what we need. I agree. Even the difficult moments teach us something. That's true. I guess everything has a purpose. Natural speed. I've learned that life can be unpredictable. Yeah, things can change so quickly, but sometimes change is exactly what we need. I agree. Even the difficult moments teach us something. That's true. I guess everything has a purpose. Shadow the full conversation slowly. These reflective conversations happen everywhere, with friends, family, coworkers, even strangers. Now let's practice expressing calm reasoning. I think the most important thing is to stay patient. Things don't always happen the way we want, but that doesn't mean they won't happen. Sometimes the journey takes longer than we expect, and that's okay. What matters is that we keep moving forward. Shadow this slowly. This style of speech is strong, gentle, and natural in English. Imagine responding to someone who is worried about the future. I know the future feels uncertain, but you're doing everything you can, and sometimes that's all we can do. Things will unfold in their own time, and you'll find your way step by step. Repeat it slowly. These sentences show calm, support, and emotional maturity. Now let's practice a final storytelling moment that brings together all your fluency skills. Recently, I had a moment that reminded me how important it is to slow down. I was rushing from one place to another, trying to finish everything on my list. But then I stopped for a minute, looked around, and realized how beautiful the day was. The sky was soft and bright. The air felt gentle, and people around me were moving at their own pace. It made me realize that life isn't a race. It's a journey. And sometimes the best moments happen when we simply pause and breathe. Shadow this slowly. This type of storytelling helps you speak with depth and clarity. Now, let's imagine a conversation that wraps up the emotions of a long day. Slow version. Today felt long, but oddly peaceful. Yeah, some days are like that. A little tiring, but still meaningful. I guess I needed a day like this. Something slow. Slow days can teach us a lot more than we notice. That's true. I feel calmer now. Natural speed. Today felt long, but oddly peaceful. Yeah, some days are like that. A little tiring, but still meaningful. I guess I needed a day like this. Something slow. Slow days can teach us a lot more than we notice. That's true. I feel calmer now. Shadow this slowly. These simple but meaningful conversations help you become fully comfortable speaking English from the heart. Now, let's practice expressing closure, ending a conversation naturally and politely. It was really nice talking to you. I feel lighter now. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it more than you know. Shadow this slowly. This is common in social interactions. Another natural variation. I'm glad we talked. I feel so much better. Let's do this again soon. Repeat it slowly. These endings make your conversation sound complete and warm. Finally, let's bring everything together with a reflection on your English journey. You've been learning, growing, improving, and becoming more confident. Every new word you learn, every sentence you practice, every conversation you listen to, all of it is shaping you into a stronger English speaker. Even if progress feels slow sometimes, it is happening. Little by little, day by day, you are becoming someone who can express thoughts clearly, understand naturally, and communicate with confidence. Imagine someone responds with encouragement. You should be proud of yourself. You've come such a long way, and the effort you're putting in will pay off. Keep going, keep learning, and keep believing in your abilities. Your English is getting stronger every single day. Shadow this slowly. Now, let's end with a final calm, fluent daily life conversation. Slow version. I think I'm finally starting to feel more confident with my English. That's great. I've noticed your progress. Really? That means a lot. You sound more natural, more comfortable. It's nice to hear. Thank you. I'll keep practicing. And you should. You're doing amazing. Natural speed. I think I'm finally starting to feel more confident with my English. That's great. I've noticed your progress. Really? That means a lot. You sound more natural, more comfortable. It's nice to hear. Thank you. I'll keep practicing. And you should. You're doing amazing. Shadow that slowly, letting every word settle naturally. Thanks so much for staying with me through this entire masterclass. You've done an amazing job today, and I hope you feel proud of your progress. Remember, fluency isn't instant. It grows slowly, quietly, through moments like this, through practice, listening, speaking, and believing in yourself a little more each day. If you enjoyed this lesson, subscribe to Feel Learns English and join me again for more sessions. I'm here every day to help you build confidence, improve skills, and become the fluent English speaker you want to be. Take care, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.